Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Now, international rights group Save the Children has held a series of mock parliaments in rural Malawi to allow children to discuss issues that affect them. During the two-day parliamentary session, lawmakers aged 10 to 18 years old debated and adopted motions that were then presented to government authorities for action. Lamek Masina reports from Mwanza in Malawi.
At a two-day mock parliament, Malawians 10 to 18 years old speak out for children's rights. They objected to traditional initiation ceremonies, chinamwali and kusasafumbi, which can involve sexual abuse.
There are many cultural practices which are very harmful, and they are really taking place. And some of them, my fellow honorable members, they have already said it. Chinamwali, kusasafumbi, and the step parents, they sleep with their daughters.
The charity Save the Children organized the first children's parliament in 2016 to urge young Malawians to demand their rights from leaders.
They rarely had an opportunity to engage the duty bearers. So, to some extent, this is also part of what we call social accountability processes, so that the duty bearers can hear their voices.
The Children's Parliament presents its motions to Malawi's actual lawmakers with the hope they will be adopted into law, but authorities ignore most of their decisions, such as the previous one calling for an end to child marriage.
2016 and 2017, we discussed the same motion, but nothing was being done. Like, it was not taken into account. The issues like to end school dropouts and to end child marriages.
Ignoring the resolutions may reduce the mock parliament to a legal playground, but the exercise still helps bring attention to Malawi's children, and at an important time. Malawi's cabinet is expected to soon approve a national children policy, which is expected to address some of the issues being debated by the youngsters in Mwanza. Lamek Masina for VOA News, Mwanza, Malawi.
The government of the Republic of Congo, in collaboration with the World Health Organization and some partners, is carrying out a vaccination campaign to control the spread of yellow fever in the country. This follows the confirmation of one case of yellow fever in the city of Pointe-Noire in August. More than 1 million people from 9 months of age have been vaccinated in the campaign, which started last month. Take a look.
The existence of about 200 unconfirmed cases of yellow fever in the city of Pointe-Noire in Congo-Brazzaville poses a public health risk for the more than 1 million inhabitants. The World Health Organization is working with local authorities to address the risk.
Yellow fever is a re-emerging disease in Africa. Congo is one of the 27 countries at risk. Since one case of yellow fever was confirmed in Pointe-Noire, we are organizing this campaign in support to the government to protect the population at risk, because the yellow fever vaccine coverage is still low in Congo.
The immunization drive is a response to a laboratory-confirmed yellow fever case, which tested positive on the 21st of August 2018 after visiting a rural area. There are fears of undetected cases, as a large proportion of the Pointe-Noire population seeks care in the private system, and the national surveillance system may not be receiving notification.
Yellow fever is a deadly disease, but luckily we have a highly effective vaccine, which is protecting people for their entire life. It's a lifelong protection. So acting very quickly to protect everybody in the population is the best strategy we can implement.
Yellow fever, an acute viral hemorrhagic disease transmitted by infected mosquitoes, can be deadly, but is prevented by an extremely effective vaccine. The outbreak is of particular concern for Pointe-Noire, the country's economic capital. Population movement, rapid urbanization, and the resurgence of mosquitoes have significantly increased the risk of such urban outbreaks.
Well, in Kenya, a new taxi hailing app developed by local taxi drivers is in its 4th month of operation in Nairobi. Dubbed Beba Beba by the Drivers and Partners Association of Kenya, it was created to compete with Uber and other ride-hailing apps. Raila Mbor reports from Nairobi.
In Nairobi's very competitive taxi scene, drivers complain they are being exploited by the practices of corporate firms that own digital taxi apps. But the creators of one taxi app called Beba Beba hopes to address their grievances and gain leverage in the local market. Simon Juguna heads the group representing drivers.
We reached a point sometimes last year, December, where we felt we are more of complaining people rather than seeking solutions. So that's when we came up together, because some of us have been very active online in terms of engaging others and raising critical issues about the industry. So we realized we cannot keep on complaining forever.
Foreign-owned ride-hailing services have been accused of charging low rates to their clients while imposing high commissions on drivers. Uber currently charges a 25% commission to drivers on each ride, while apps like Taxify and others charge between 15 to 20%. Beba Beba charges a 15% commission, but the driver and the vehicle owner get to keep a portion of that fee. Also, the fares on Beba Beba are slightly higher, ensuring the drivers will have more left over. Olelelei is a Beba Beba driver.
Beba Beba have favorable rates for drivers, and it also considers into consideration their riders, that is customers. At the same time, Beba Beba is providing a welfare for us drivers.
Juguna says economic empowerment is a priority for his group's members.
Something else that Beba Beba will always do is we will have those what we call bureaucracies in terms of doing anything. If there is an issue, we just need to call the stakeholders. That's our drivers and partners. They can make the decision, and right there it is implemented. But you realize in other companies, they have to, some of them tell us they want to call somewhere outside the country. So we don't have to have those bureaucracies.
Shivachi Muleji, Taxify's regional manager, defends his company's pricing.
Just the fact that we take a lower commission already affirms to the fact that driver earnings is a very strong principle in the way we operate. Now, having said that, is also the reality of, we have to sustain a business. We have to have a team that supports drivers. We have to have a team that trains these drivers, that gives them support when they have issues that they need to be resolved.
Currently, there are 3,000 taxis registered on the Beba Beba platform, about half the number of DPAC's members. Raila Mbor for VOA News, Nairobi.
Well, and that's our show for today. You can also visit us online at voaafrica.com. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington, and Anwar Goda has our last word from Lagos.
Thanks, Vincent. We look forward to bringing you another show next week. ChannelsTV.com is your source for news, sports, and other programming. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.